yes, here we are again. And we are leaving Whiterun, having equipped ourselves with a nice new backpack here. Yes. Oh, I did not know that fact that the town was built around the mead hall. We have not entered there. I've heard rumors of the strange things about the companions that I do not wish to explore at this point. There are some very, very interesting rumors going on about those folks. Apparently, I might run into them if the moons are full, if you catch my drift here. Alright, we shall take the shortcut, my dear. Janasa, you can take the long way if you prefer. I will wait here for you presently. The Khajiit are not... Oh, they are here! They are not at camp, I was about to say, and here... They march in front of me, the proud Khajiit traders, my dear friends, I dare say. They are, well, quite hospitable to their customers. Oh my. Wow, they set up camp in the dead of night. They are not welcome in the cities at all. It is very unfortunate.
Of course.
But, wow, this is quite fortunate for me, for we have arrived here in the nighttime. All the shops were closed except for the... Well, we have been here, actually. We've been working at the forge, but, I mean, we arrived at the shop doors after they've closed.
Are you ready?
And, we've created all these, valuable replicas of, famous
Goods and
artifacts.
and all can be
And
yours.
we planned on selling them to the chap Bellathor. Now his shop is closed. He has quite an impressive stock of them already, but we are planning to enchant some of them, etc., etc., etc.
and see what
Oh my!
goods I offer.
Well, I was waiting for you to set your campsite up first. If you would, let us give them a chance to settle in here. I have all night apparently to make this deal, and no other plans right now. So perhaps, Janasa, we shall camp with our friends here. We shall join the caravan, as it were. Well, we shall not actually caravan with them. Oh, excuse me, my dear. Excuse me.
What the?
Oh my, well, it's quite dark out.
I'll be
Sorry
sure
if
to
I
put it to good use.
poked you in the wrong spot on accident there, my dear. Ah, yes, well, we do have some
Are you ready?
pretense, of course. We are very professional here. Janasa is merely my bodyguard, as it were, and not my actual companion. But perhaps that shall change over time. But I'm not hanging my hopes on it, but I can admire her vigor and her pride, yes. Fine woman and a fine warrior, too, yes. Yes, my dear, we are camping here. Well, I perhaps should have lit a campfire first, but we would have to chop a bit of wood for that. Maybe I have some still. I did chop a bit of wood to create some of these replicas, actually. Ah, yes, we do have a bit of firewood, actually. So very fortuitous that we didn't create a few extra items there with that, yes. Well, here, I'm sorry, my dear, but your tent is not quite as luxurious as mine, but, well, you're free to bring your own, of course, but perhaps I shall invest in another larger tent at some point, or, well, I could craft one myself out of some unfortunate deer elk hides, or even wolf hides would do. We need quite a bit more of them, of course, but... Alright, let us place the fire. And we shall have light, and we shall have warmth in the dead of night. Ah, yes. Strike a stone to start. Ah, yes, the spark of life, yes. From dead wood spawns a new life. Yes, this is my task here, by the way. I am transmorgifying the elements from life to death and back again. Yes, indeed. the use of poisons and very esoteric spells where I can expedite the process of decay back into life, apparently. Oh my, you're not setting up for the night here? You're merely sitting,
I have traveled far.
waiting for
Take a
us
look.
to make a deal first, I guess. Well, I have not traveled very far. I came actually from Whiterun here, but originally I did travel a bit far, but from, well, all the way from Morrowind, in fact. Oh my, well, very interesting. Enchantments. We are planning on learning a variety of enchantments to make our replicas a bit more valuable. So we shall peruse the stock here and select certain items. The armor of the dragon. Well, we shall be needing that once we learn that particular skill. Unfortunately, we have not seen any dragons. Well, perhaps fortunately, for I'm not prepared to fight a dragon alone or alone with Janasa even. Well, for all I know, she's an expert at dragon slaying, but there's only been a handful of dragons spotted recently, and that is what has drawn me here to Skyrim. At any rate, we must replenish our stock of filled soul gems, yes. Well, imagine the various adventures that people have been on and sold their filled souls to these Khajiit as they travel the land. Yes, yes, yes. Many souls, brigands, vagabonds, and, well, perhaps some honorable men as well, yeah, I'm sure. So they shall power our enchantments, but we shall not even use them ourselves for the most part. We shall be flipping them back to the Khajiit, as it were. Yes, we shall invest in some ore and also some precious gems, so precious they contain the very soul of a former living being. Alright, well, here we have some shields for you. A lion's shield of courage there. And, oh, the Nameless Light, very famous blade from days of yore here. Not exactly familiar with the story behind that one, but it's quite popular indeed. Yes, quite popular indeed. We also
May
have
your road lead you
Blackwater
to warm
blades and
sands.
other instruments we shall be making of death and destruction. Well, they can be used. They are very useful. We have not skimped on the sharpness of these. They are not children's toys, as it were, but they are, well, I'm assuming mostly hung over the mantelpiece in honor of the ancient stories and tales of bravery and courage. But I'm sure people go adventuring with them as well. They are very well produced swords, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so we retire for the night by the fire. Yes, Janasa, I appreciate all your help. It is quite an honor battling by your side, my dear. Quite an honor indeed. Perhaps I shall enchant a replica of a famous blade for you, my dear. Although you do prefer the dual-handed variety, and I have not seen too many of those. Perhaps I'm trying to think if one of those was a dual-handed. Perhaps it was. I am finally feeling quite sleepy, actually. I'm still feeling a bit low energy, as it were. My journey here to Skyrim was quite harrowing. I was poisoned close to death, in fact. Still recovering from that. I feel I need the power of a dragon's soul to reinvigorate me. So we shall fulfill our destiny. Perhaps on the morrow. Perhaps today is the day we shall encounter our first dragon. Yes, are you excited, my dear Janaso? We are destined, and you are destined to be my side, assisting the Dragonborn in his destiny. Yes, indeed. Well, we shall pack up your tent, my dear. No matter. A bit of a rough patch there in the back, but thankfully there's plenty of room in here. I found a suitable spot in the corner there, but it was a bit tough. I perhaps should light the fire first next time. Well, indeed. We live and we learn. Yes, we live and learn. Live and learn. Yes, my dear. Well, quite a beautiful morning. Yes, well, the sunrises here are exquisite. Yes. Oh my, we're trampling through the crops. I'm a bit discombobulated. We have come up on the side. Well, apparently they are waiting for the full light of day to set up their camp here. They have not even done it yet. Well, indeed. They sleep, I'm not sure where they sleep. Well, if they are like a normal feline, they sleep pretty much most of the day. But I'm not quite sure about these Khajiits. Wow, stunning and beautiful display. The sun begins to blaze, reflecting the patch on my beautiful new backpack I have here. Ah, yes, the majesty of nature. Yes, and well, it is my destiny to slay the dragons. It is also my destiny to bring back the natural forms of magic, connecting back to nature instead of, well, the purity of elements, the fire, the shock, the light,
Thinking
the
of
freezing
settling
cold. Yes,
in?
those
There's a
are
house for sale.
the
Please,
base. Oh my!
You should
well,
talk to the
I'm
steward
not
up in the
planning on
keep if you're
settling down
interested.
here. We shall settle out in the wilderness. But thank you for the advice. Yes.
How's it going?
Yes, well, at any rate, I was saying the base elements is the basic form of magic practice these days. They have forgotten the art of transforming energy itself and the earth itself into magic. So, the more powerful elements like fire are more easily tamed. And, well, this, what we're doing here is a bit specialized, of course. Very few magicians are practiced in this task. Well, it is frowned upon to be a bit greedy as well, so this is definitely frowned upon. Even in the underground circles, they're not proficient in this, or they are. But yes, we are transforming base ore into gold and silver. Yes, very precious gems for. The molecular structure of all these things is very similar, merely rearrange a few elements deep in there, deep down inside, and there you have it. We have gold where we once had iron. It's not exactly the same as gold from the earth, which has struggled to come into being, as it were, but it is adequate. In a way, it is a bit more pure, but, well, what we realize is that the impurities often is what makes jewelry more interesting. So we are learning a bit about craftsmanship here, as it were. Yes, well, look at this. Well, we do have some garnets. Well, very, very, very nice ring here. The ring of fire might, surely used in some ancient tale of valor and bravery or something along those lines. Well, we are not quite familiar with that particular one, but yes, we are told it is a very popular item. Oh my, well, those vicious bloodstones, I'm sure you don't even need to know the story. They are quite stunning in design. At any rate, yes, well. Historical replicas for sale. Historical replicas. Yes, we're quite the salesman these days. The sword of judgment. Look at the curvature on that blade. Exquisite. Yes, exquisite. Well, the smith here has no time for these replicas. She is busy. Well, there's a war on. There's a civil war. They need to arm these soldiers here, and that is takes up most of the day. So, and just down to artisans as like myself to produce these
There is no trust for
novelty
the
items.
longer we
as
travel
it were.
the roads of Skyrim, the more empty this
Oh
land
my,
seems.
well, dear.
They'll never see you coming.
Yes, well, we shall learn the art of the shadow art from the Khajiits.
May your road lead you to
yes,
warm
well,
sands.
very interesting technique there, yes, well. Yes, look for the least amount of light in the room, and let it not reflect off. Yes, I understand, yes, we have learned a lot, alright. And we have learned quite a bit of smithery here, so I shall examine that, and here we are. Yes, well, yes, very interesting indeed. Oh my, they've taught us to roll. Well, we're not using sneak offensively, merely defensively, as it were. Well, yes, as silent as a cat, yes. Well, very interesting stuff. I do not feel like we need to study those particular aspects right now. We shall come back and take another class with them, but we have learned the basics of staying in the shadows, as it were, and well, we are learning shadow magic as well, so 'tis best conjured from the shadows, as it were. Alright, well, let us see what else we have learned quite a bit over the last few days. It takes a minute to remember what exactly we have done. Alright, let us see. We have definitely worked on our smithing, and our enchanting is, well, we do need to, master this a bit more, so we did learn a bit up at the palace there from the Jarl's wizard, yes. Well, very interesting and esoteric work here. We shall not become this advanced at enchanting, alas. We are merely doing it for, well, a slight advantage in our equipment, but mostly for these replicas we are making to make them stand out a bit more against the standard ones they have been selling recently in town, for they are make them a bit more valuable to the consumer. And, well, yes, my dear Janasa, let us go back and make some more. Yes, I am very much enjoying this this new occupation of mine. I did not think I'd be a salesperson, let alone a salesperson of these historical items, as it were, but, well, here we are, yes. Here we are. Ah, yes, well. Very, very interesting. A bit of a holdup at the gate here for some reason. I'm not quite sure what the issue is here. The guards are not letting me through. Alright, well, okay. Oh, a traveler ahead of me had to have their wares inspected, apparently. But they waved us right through,
What is it?
actually.
Dragons?
Well, I have not seen
Divine
a dragon,
smile on
but
you,
I'm
friend.
on the lookout. Have you seen one?
Hello again, friend.
Hello, my dear friend. Amran, we have done
I can teach you a
a
few
boon
things.
for him, and he has agreed to teach us the art of sword play. Well, we do use a spiked club ourselves, but, well, they swing the arm a certain direction and angle. Yes, well, oh my, I did not realize, yes, that. Oh, yes, even
Travel
a
safe.
mere few inches off to the right or left can make a huge difference. Well, thank you, my dear friend, yes. Well, we have learned quite a bit there, yes. Very subtle techniques, twist
Hello,
your arm a
friend.
little bit at
What
the
can I
end
do
there with the
The
club
finest
to,
weapons and armor.
poke them a bit harder. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We shall purchase. Well, looks like we have depleted the entire stock here
Good luck out
already.
there.
Well, let us know when you obtain more raw materials, my dear. For now, we shall visit the temple here. I have heard that this woman has some of the spells I am looking
Welcome,
for.
something?
here.
child.
She has unearthed some of these ancient tomes herself. The new type of magic, which is really the old type of magic, is coming back, and Danica here is one of the practitioners of this art. Yes. Well, let us see what you have for sale.
Take a look.
Priestess of Kinnereth. Yes, very very advanced magic being done here. Yes, alteration, restoration. She's a bit of an expert here. Oh, candlelight. Well, we shall be needing that, I think. But, I should probably find one of those lying around, I would think. Ah, restoration. Do we even have a basic healing spell? I seem to have forgotten the basics here. Alright, she's an alteration expert, apparently, but does have a bit of restoration as well. Stone flesh. Water breathing, wild healing. Wind walking. Interesting. Oh, wither. Well, nothing we are interested in, apparently. I have heard that she will be getting a shipment of more advanced tomes in a bit of time, so I will go back and visit her again. But for now, we go adventuring. Perhaps today shall be the day that we encounter our first dragon. For I am destined to be the Dragonborn, the slayer of dragons, the rider of dragons, and apparently I shall even become a dragon myself. Oh, yes, well, the Khajiit are done for the day, and as are we fellow salespeople. No, I have, well, unless you are calling this Khajiit an old
The
one.
roads of Skyrim lead to many dangers.
Oh, my, be
The
careful,
longer we
my
travel
friends.
the roads of Skyrim,
Be
the more
careful, my
empty the
friends. If
sled
anything
seems.
bad shall befall these Khajiit, I shall take revenge on the vagabonds that do it, for they are my friends. They are my fellow salesmen, saleswomen, salespeople,
Khajiit is
felines.
a strange sight. The white flakes that sometimes fall
Khajiit
from
as
the
well.
sky.
Yes,
If
well, yes.
you have coin.
Very
May your
cold.
I
road
hope that
lead
you
you
would
to
come to do
warm
business
sands.
with
They're
us
not
again.
familiar with snow. Very interesting. Where
How
I
can I
come
say-
from, there's ash that falls from the sky. In fact, well, the snow is a bit more pleasant than that, I assure you. I assure you of that. All right, well, we shall take the carriage, perhaps, my dear, and go to Falkreath, where
I can
the
take you to
Jarl
any of the
has
old
requested
capital.
our service.
Where do you want to go?
Yes.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Nearby Falkreath, and we shall talk to the Jarl.
You'd best hurry it up.
All right, we shall hurry there. Let us go, Janasa. Let us go.